Hello and welcome to your weekly technical update, your guide to the charts that matter this week. I'm Andrew Gagan. The local share market climbed to new all-time highs recently. Jason McIntosh from Motion Trader says the ASX has achieved one of its best August performances on record over the course of reporting season. However, September often sees the market weaken. So what does the chart tell us?
And if we measure, well, the ASX 200 is up about 3% for the month. And if we measure that from the August low to Monday's all-time high, the gain is actually about 5.9%. So it really has been exceptional. Andrew, as we've been discussing over the last few months, the path of least resistance, it remains to the upside, and that hasn't changed. And you can see that in the price action on this chart, with all the dips being shallow, all the dips being short-lived. I think from that perspective, the sensitivity remains to the upside, with money continuing to, really the money's continuing to look for its way into this market. And look, that's not to say there won't be a larger pullback at some point. That's inevitable. That is going to happen at some stage. But for now, I think it's a case of going with the trend until we have good reason to do otherwise. I think the big problem of trying to predict pullbacks, and like we hear people talking about wanting to take profit the whole way up, I think the problem with that is that the timing is always so uncertain. Prices could pause or pull back from current levels, back to the moving averages perhaps, or the trend could simply extend higher as it's been doing. And I don't think we should get too hung up trying to pinpoint every turn. That's a hard way to make money. I'd rather focus my attention on the underlying structure that we can see on this chart and then position my portfolio accordingly. And that structure that we currently have is bullish. We've got rising moving averages, prices above the moving averages. Yes, there are going to be pullbacks along the way, but my aim is to be positioned with the trend, not trying to trade around it.
Well, one of the best performing sectors over August was the resources sector. Michael Gable from Fairmont Equity says the whole commodity space is coming alive. He takes a look at the mining giant BHP.
I think BHP's formed a nice low. We could see, especially in the past several weeks, it's been making its higher highs, higher lows. There was a major resistance level near $42, which is the blue line. It broke above that. It's holding in there. Even today it's down a bit. It's still holding above 42. As you say, it goes ex-div in a few days' time. I think it will hold that div pretty well. I think any sort of dip this week in the BHP share price will be a buying opportunity. I expect it to continue to trend through the rest of the year.
Well, still in the commodity space, and the gold price hit a new record on Tuesday. Michael Gable analyses the price moves. This is a daily chart. So since April, so that spike in the middle there was in April. So since April, gold hasn't really gone anywhere. It's traded sideways, but all the while it's been testing these levels. So we could see that with the blue line. And when it comes to technical analysis, the more that you test an area, the more you weaken it. So it doesn't mean that it's become stronger resistance. It's what we're doing is we're weakening that resistance. And on Friday night, gold managed to, on a closing basis, get above that line. You have to squint to see it on the chart, but it is starting to make some headway. So because it's been consolidating since April, and that's 4 months now. If we do get follow through here on the upside, which I think we will, because it has been consolidating for so long, I think you get a fairly swift move. And as I've been mentioning since the start of the year, I think gold will have a 4 in front of it in US dollar terms by the end of the year. So, and that's it for this week's edition of The Chance to Watch. Join us for more technical talk next week. Happy trading.